y'all. Yes, indeed. Welcome to UDR Productions. Please like, subscribe, and share. It doesn't cost you nothing to subscribe, so we can keep bringing you guys all this good content from prayer to streets. UDR Productions. Let's go and let's get it.
Yo, what going on? It's your boy Simba, Bpt CT son, straight out the Virgin Islands, once again at the round table with the VI in the middle of it. You know what I mean? Want to give a shout out to my grandfather, the professor, straight in the Virgin Islands right now. Make his birthday today. Know what I mean? I ain't gonna say your age, but I gonna say it still. You know what I mean? You make 84, and that's a blessing because a lot of people out there ain't make it to be up there. You know what I mean? To give thanks for more life. Want to give a shout out to my mother, my father, my brothers, my sisters overseas and as well. You know what I mean? Out to my brothers, my boys, bless up. You know what I mean? The struggle is real, but Jah lives. You know what I mean? Yeah,
man. Listen, man. So let me reintroduce myself as MVP Revival Poet. I'm featured in Simba's first video shoot, man, and it's a blessing, it's humbling, and once again I want to give a shout out to Jesus Christ, God, Holy Spirit. Thank you just for this chance to just continue to collaborate and be supportive and just be a voice.
Alright. Yeah, man, there's a lot going on right now. You know what I mean? But first off, I want to talk about is a blessed new year. That's the one thing I want to talk about first. Moves over a lot of stuff right now. Because I mean, a lot of people out there, my boy, like they talk about Christmas, but a lot of people don't even talk about Kwanzaa. And I talking about this from a African American brother standpoint of view, right?
Yeah.
Because I mean, even with the Christmas thing, it even has been drawn back from even what it was even supposed to be close to connected, which is Christianity and the birth of Christ and everything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I feel right now, like based on how everything going, we all need is unity together as one, right?
Right.
And I feel personally that people need to get in tune with the Kwanzaa on our first, you know what I mean? Because yeah, everybody celebrate the Christmas from December 25th, but Kwanzaa is actually from December 26th to January 1st. You know what I mean? I just want to give a shout out to all the brothers, my boys out there who celebrated the Kwanzaa, you know what I mean, who gave thanks to all the principalities for it stand for. And from there, let me see what my boy got to say about that topic as well.
Well, for me, it's about celebrating life. It's about, celebrating each other as far as people. It's about embracing people's cultures. It's about cross-pollinating in terms of understanding the culture as far as what it represents, what it's embodied, what does it mean, and just acceptance of folks from different backgrounds. And it's about loving one another, supporting one another, and it should never be shafted because one has a different point of view or it's being Americanized where it's only solely done a certain way at a certain time, at a certain time period where it's not about that. It's about celebrating life as far as people fighting for different causes, fighting for freedom, fighting for liberty, and just unity. And we need to continue to fight against the oppression of stupidity, the injustices, and just unify. And it's not about like convincing one another per se, but it's about understanding, who we are as people, what is our identity, and just celebrating our differences that makes the mountains move and makes life go further as far as advancing as far as what we're trying to achieve in life.
But look here, right? A lot of people don't even know when Kwanzaa was started, right? Kwanzaa was started in 1966 by Dr. Maluna Karenga, right? And he started this in a way to make African Americans give thanks for the new harvest, where the new year, whatever, to give thanks. Know what I mean? It's not to say it's something like a like we say like a religion. It's not a religion or nothing like that. You know what I mean? It's a culture. It's embracing your culture, embracing your pride in being who you are as a person, and still giving thanks to the Most High for everything that you have, no matter what. You know what I mean? So, what do you think about that?
I mean, for me, I think it's about celebrating life, as I said before. I mean, you have to celebrate the African culture, you have to celebrate the Puerto Rican culture, because, you know, we celebrate, you know, our freedoms and what we had to fight for as far as overcoming the slavery from Columbus, as per se.
Yeah.
You know, you have Cinco de Mayo. So there's a lot of history behind what we're fighting for and what it represents. And I think it's important to highlight and educate one another.
Yeah.
Educate our viewers about what each culture represents for us, the tradition, the celebration, and why. And for me, it's about uniting, as I said before. It's about really accepting each other's differences and not look down upon as far as ostracizing somebody because they look different from you or they celebrate different from you. You know, God created all things in different ways.
Yeah.
We just gotta learn how to incorporate it, cultivate it, and celebrate it together, where it's not about saying I'm better than, but we're different than, and that's what makes it beautiful.
True that. And there's another thing I want to touch on though, right? I think I brought it up with you a while ago before the show started.
Yeah.
That in I think it was California. They was talking about they gave the order to the ambulance, the EMTs and stuff, that if any emergency happens outside in society or outside in the public, once it's not a life-threatening effect going on that you're not gonna die or whatever, they're not supposed to bring you into the hospital. You can get shot, you can get stabbed, you can get in a car accident. And it's up to the EMTs to make that decision whether to pick you up and take you to the hospital or not, if you deserve to get picked up or not. And I feel, as my man was saying, that's a lot of power that you're giving to somebody. You take what I'm saying? That's too much power, because these people, like, I mean, it's not as everybody's on the same beat out here with this whole racism and everything like that. But I mean, it's like, how can you give somebody that much power to either pick you up or not to take you to the hospital just because of COVID-19 and stuff? I mean, don't you think, I think the society, the government or whatever, should at least build extra, like buildings, like how they did in China. I don't even want to talk about China, but still.
Right.
At least build extra hospitals on the outside that you could have everybody that need to come to the hospital, come to the hospital. Because how can you say my life-threatening like illness or my cardiac arrest is not life-threatening enough for me to come, that you can't save me, don't bring me to the hospital. Right. That makes no sense.
You know, when I saw that, you know, and I'm glad you got a chance to allow me to see that footage, that coverage that you saw on your phone. And when I was reading the article, what caught my attention was how ignorantly blasphemous that you would put upon an EMT worker, a hospital worker, nurses, those who are certified to perform basic CPR and resuscitation protocols, for them to make a decision on whether or not you save somebody or not. That's not your decision to say. That's basic human decency. You don't make that decision to say, well, should I save somebody or just let them die? No, you're supposed to perform protocols for CPR, resuscitation, you know, breathing patterns and so forth. And if they don't make it, even if you've done all that you can, then let God be the one to say, I'm gonna take you home. Don't let people out here take you out like this. And to me, it's so inhumane. And the one thing, and you know, I was sharing about this earlier, about how you gotta be careful with the word power. Power becomes very corrupted if you put it in the hands of the wrong person. Because I've seen corrupted people become tyrants. And this goes way back in the days of the Bible, how when you give someone power and they become tyrants, they get corrupted, they get greedy, they get selfish, and they're so heartless. So to see that platform, what you showing to me it's just inhumane, as I said before. It's degrading, and it's just so sad that you put a man or woman's life in someone's hands today, like let me save him, or you know what, let him ride in hell. You don't do that, man. That to me, that's very disrespectful. But at the same time, two things I'll say. One, we have to continue to love each other and stop killing each other, number one. Number two, we have to fight against the oppression of that kind of injustice, like we just highlighted. And it's like, you don't make that kind of decision. To me, If you are an EMT worker or someone in the medical field and you purposefully decide to say, I'm not going to say that person, let them die, you should be fired.
For real.
And you should be locked up behind bars, in my opinion. Yeah, that's unacceptable.
Because even on a different note, with the same note, talking about the vaccines again and stuff, right? Crazy,
not
right?
taking it again. I'm not taking it. I said it then. I say it now. And I'm going to say that I ain't taking it. And
as we said, this is our opinion. This is how we feel, guys. Now, I mean, it's your choice still at the end of the day, right? But at the same time, let me just give y'all some pointers, right? I don't know if y'all been watching the news and stuff, but it's been records showing that lately they had the vaccines out and they didn't even have it chilled or cold or nothing, and the people were doing it intentionally, not having the vaccine set at a correct storage that it's supposed to be before they give it to somebody. And I'm trying to say, like, we trying to say that we trust people, bro, but I mean, I don't trust them, bro. As always saying, just with the EMTs, you giving these people your life in their hands, bro. And now these people behind the closed doors, they doing what they want to do. Because who say they actually gonna be giving you the right temperature, the right degrees, everything that you need to make it work perfectly in your system, right? Even if it doesn't work as they like, you know what I mean? Like, we don't know this shit, but still. And then even if they messing it up, that's even crazier, bro. They intentionally not even giving you the correct method of giving you the doses.
I mean, my thing is this, though, not even about the vaccine in itself, though. Like any kind of experiment that a scientist or a doctor comes up with, you want to experiment that to see how effective it is, or if it's ineffective, and you have to like really do your research and study. But I believe that people just trying to rush. Everybody's hurrying up the whole process because of fear, because of anxiety, because of paranoia, because of man, I don't want to get COVID, I don't want to get COVID, and they start getting all shivers and they start panicking and they start taking shots, and next thing you know, you're in a worse position than someone that did have the COVID in the first place. So, like I said, man, at the end of the day, people need to stop panicking and put more faith over fear.
But the thing about if we look at it now too, because just the other day they're now talking about that they're gonna have a passport, a vaccine passport. I don't know if you heard about that. Oh yeah, they're basically saying now, if you're hopping on the plane, you're hopping on the bus, you're going to work, you're going to the movies, whatever, you're gonna have to show that you personally took the vaccine. You're gonna have to pull up your medical record and show them that you took the vaccine, my boy. You know what I mean? Like, nah, this is on this.
Let me tell you my response. And I'm just speaking for me. I'm not trying to convey or force feed. I'm gonna tell you what somebody's gonna tell me. I want to see a passport that you took your vaccine. I'm like, sure, Bible. What you gonna then do? Well, yeah, that's what I thought, because I'm protected by the blood of the Lord.
But
so that's me. You know what I mean? But again, when we was talking last time, remember what I was saying before about how they were saying about how they want people to take vaccine as not mandatory, but highly recommended. You're trying to play around with words to say, although it's not mandatory, but we highly recommend. Trying to tell us, y'all need to miss me on that garbage.
I mean, I was talking to my mom, I was talking to my dad, right?
Yeah.
I mean, my dad, he's probably not as much religious, because as we see, religion as a division of spirituality brings clarity to the deceptive lies of reality.
Right.
And consciousness awakens what's left depth in your deeps of your minds and stuff. So like me and my dad, my mom was talking on separate occasions and stuff. And I mean, as I say, my mom, she goes to church. She's a God-fearing lady, bless her soul, you know what I mean? She goes to church. She's a Seventh-day Adventist and stuff. And it came about with the conversations we had. We was talking about Revelation 13.
Oh, okay.
And like, you know, they talk about the mark of the beast.
Right.
And you can't buy, eat, drink, or sell unless you get this mark and stuff. And when you try to put, I mean, for me, I'm gonna say for me, when you put one-on-one together in a spiritual kind of light, this is like the kind of road we taking right now. We actually going down this kind of path to a degree, if you want to go based off of scriptures and stuff like that as well. These is like what you would call the last days. You know what I mean? And a lot of people ain't seeing it, because I mean, as I told my dad today, it's like, what's the sense gain the world and lose your soul? You know what I mean? There's a lot of stuff popping off right now, bruh. And it's like you really gotta know where you stand, like who you stand for. Like,
I mean, you know, I want to say that I want to respond to what you just said. I think for me, it's about standing in faith with God, because, like I said, the way the world is just suffocating people, or at least attempting to suffocate people. If you allow the suffocation to like bury you, if you allow the world to bring stupidity and ignorance and just blasphemous lies, like just so blatantly obvious, and you still get caught up in that, that says more about you than anything else. You know what I mean? So I don't live life according to how the world does it. Like I said, it might offend people, and if it does, so be it. Because like I said before, man, I represent and serve my Lord and my God. Because like I said, everything that's going on back then is happening now. It's happening right now. Like right now, this, and I said before, this is the dark times. And we gotta be stronger than ever. No excuses. Not wait for something tragic to happen to them and say, oh, now let's come and unite. But that means nothing to me.
But they always say whenever you stump your toe, that's when you know you need to put on shoes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, like for real, that's how it goes sometimes. Like, you gotta go through some kind of something in order to build up or evolve yourself mentally or physically, you know, spiritually. You need to go through some kind of effect to get a cause from a reaction from it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think a lot of times for me, I think that God is preparing us to understand what we're dealing with and how do we stay in line with His principles. How do we stay in tune with what's going on? Like I always say, you gotta keep your ear to the street. Keep your eyes and ears to the street for us what's going on, as far as what's happening in the news. And we have to continue to educate ourselves as far as individuals. Educate each other, highlight what's going on, and really be a stronger force. And I said this before, especially among people of color, when we show that kind of unity, that we can really invest. Do you realize how mountains is moving? But as long as we continue to kill each other and, you know, dehumanize each other, there's no progress. And I said this before and I say this again. Until we value who we are in this world, change will never happen.
Yeah, that's true, that's true. I mean, first of all, so I want to give a shout out to Bridgeport, too, in a whole. You know what I mean? Because Bridgeport, even though Bridgeport pops off a lot, right? Bridgeport really helps out the community to a degree. You know what I mean? Whether it's helping out with food, groceries, and shelter. Anything that you possibly might think you need while you were in the streets in Bridgeport, you will get the help you need in Bridgeport, Connecticut, bro. And
I mean, no, I agree with you. You know, when I think about Bridgeport has so much potential, and although there's a lot of stigma behind Bridgeport as far as getting bad reps. But let me ask you a question. What other places that you have seen that hasn't had bad reps? Or what place have you seen that had more killings? Let's say, for example, you know, may God bless those folks in Sandy Hook when the massacre happened. And it happened in the hood. It happened in the suburb areas, but it was killed by who? One of these knuckleheads out here from this country. So all I'm saying is not about depicting and labeling people. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that Bridgeport has a lot of potential. Yes, it has its shortcomings, but what city doesn't have its shortcomings? What streets don't have its shortcomings? But the question is that how are we policing our environment, and what are we doing to bring about solutions? And I'm not saying this one way, but Bridgeport has allowed, at least from my experiences, and I believe you're sharing this as well, is that it has given us an opportunity as far as platforms to maneuver in a way to bring forth the attention to say, hey, look, we know what's going on out in our streets. We know what goes on in our community, so we can rise above that. We can do better, but we must be better, and it starts with us. That's allowed today by the grace of God.
Yeah, that's true, man. Because, like, even the place I stay at, they say that's P.T. Barnum, one of his homes from back in the days and stuff, you know what I mean? So, kudos to him and his circuits and shit, but I mean, I got one of his buildings I stay in and stuff, right? You know what I mean? But he from Bridgeport, you know what I mean? He put it on the map too.
I think it's important to, again, I think what it is that we have to continue to support each other for us, our dreams and our ambitions, and there can never be no hidden agendas. There cannot be no underneath, or rather, undertone of something secretive and discreet to try to bring someone down or pray for someone's downfall. Because you know what? When you have that mentality, guess what? God don't like ugly. And the Bible says about how be careful what grave you bury. I'm sorry, be careful the grave that you bury for somebody, because you're gonna fall to it yourself. So you gotta be very careful, because like I said, at the end of the day, man, it's not about being better than, it's about being different than, and celebrating differences of each other as far as, you know, who we are as people per se, but others, being local heroes, being voices, and Bridgeport brings that creativity in the person. I even said this before, where I came from, the Bronx, even when you go to hard time, it brings out the hustle in you as far as getting on your grind. And Bridgeport does it gives you that platform to just maneuver and grind and just continue to figure out. And just although it might get tough at times, it might get challenging, but it brings out the very best in my point of view.
Facts. Yeah, man. Bridgeport a nice place, bro.
It's a beautiful city.
You just gotta know how to move when you're in Bridgeport, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Cause dudes real pop down here like that. You know what I mean? I'm not saying it like that, but it's like that though. You know what I mean? But I mean, even though all the bad rep that Bridgeport gets and stuff, I mean, as I keep saying though, just how you move when you're down here, bro.
Right.
You just gotta know how just like with anywhere else you go, New York, Florida, Chicago, anywhere you go, bro. Yeah. You just gotta know how to move, bro, and who you with, bro.
Right.
That's all it is.
And Bridgeport's diverse because you have populations of all backgrounds from, you know, you have Nigerians, Africans, you got Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, you got, you know, Southern, you know, you got folks that's German, that's European. I mean, it's so diverse. And what I'm saying is that you have to have that kind of ability to network and just say, look, man, whatever struggles you went through, I'm in those struggles too. Yeah, so it's not about comparing and contrasting whose struggles is worse, but this struggle and it's up. But how do we continue to persevere and build up?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So I think, like I said, Bridgeport's a beautiful city, but we need to just continue to just, you know, invest in each other, invest our time to things that's going to help us, you know, be productive and not destructive.
That's true. I mean, I think we need to find a way now to make some money in Bridgeport in a different degree. Like for the younger fellas and stuff, like, it got to be some kind of move these officials could do something. Whether you start a little business, you be an entrepreneur or whatever in Bridgeport, like you could do so much things down here, bro. Like, you know what I mean? It's like you just gotta put your mind to it. You know what I mean? Put them guns down for a second and pick up some pens and make some money with that shit instead. Write some checks and shit, bro. Like for real, like we gotta start doing things different, bro. We going 2021, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's more life. Yeah. More life,
new
bro.
Chapter, new beginning, new, new start, new like, opportunity.
Yeah.
It's what you make of it.
Yeah.
It's what you make of it.
You know what I mean? But with that, you know what I mean? We gonna say, we be right back. And you know you're on with your boy, Simba, and
MVP, your street most valuable poet. And I just want to say this real quick before we close out. This is his first show, and it's about supporting as far as, you know, the ideas and just continue to encourage, because like I said, it's easy to have negativity and bring discouragement, but it's all about encouragement, support. It's about elevating, and you know, like the Bible talks about how, you know, boast. If you boast one, boast the other. Boast together. Elevate. Let's plant the seed and build up. Let's build up, because if we build each other down, how you gonna sit there and say, oh, let's make change, and we sitting there building each other down and trying to just dehumanize? Let's elevate. Let's exponentiate, and let's make noise in a way that, you know what, voices will be heard. So, you know, with that being said, like I said, subscribe, like, and share. Support Simba. This is his very first show, and it was humbling for me to be featured on this first show. You know what I mean? All love in the world, baby. All love in the world. And, you know, once again, we're going to go out again till next time. God bless you guys. We love you guys. Stay safe. Peace and blessing. Out. Nice. How you feel? You feel good? That's what it's all about. Yeah, that's peace. You know what I mean? It's all about support, love, and just, you know, continue to be, you know, bring about ideas and be creative and just, you know, just being unafraid and being.
Yes, indeed, y'all. Yes, indeed. Welcome to UDR Productions. Please like, subscribe, and share. It doesn't cost you nothing to subscribe, so we can keep bringing you guys all this good content from prayer to streets. UDR Productions. Let's go and let's get it.